Hello, everyone. This is Nicholas Ellis here today. Today we're going to talk about going out shopping and grocery shopping and how hard that can be at times. If people have any questions, feel free to email me or just feel free to email me. I will eventually post my email up there. I have not done that yet because I haven't had time. But I'll do that one of these days. Some things you want to be aware of when you go out grocery shopping or shopping for food. I'm not sure what you call it over in the international or some of the other countries, but to my followers, groceries is food. I go grocery shopping a couple times a week. I generally recommend that you go with a list, make a list when you're grocery shopping, so it helps with your anxiety. I mean, sometimes I'll just randomly buy stuff, but I've always been like that. I've always been like an impulse buyer where I just buy stuff constantly, and then I get too much of it, and then my wife is like, "Well, you need to get rid of some of that stuff, Nick." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Like, there's certain books I like to collect, or I over-order on books, or overspend on, like, food, let's just say, and then you get too much of it, and then we end up giving it up. We end up giving some of it to our family. That's just a way to do it. I mean, there's no point of throwing good food out in the garbage. That's something we're trying to work on here too. Not to be wasteful and stuff, because food is expensive. I would say try to stick with a budget when you're going out grocery shopping, so you don't come home with like $400 worth of food, because that's what I did one time. And it's that's not a very good budget for coming out of the grocery store with $400 of food. I do have some other advice. I mean, if you know people at the grocery store, I mean, you can talk to them, but I mean, I would recommend just talking to them a little bit. Don't hold a 15-20 minute conversation like I do. That's what usually happens to me. Somebody runs into me that I know, or an old coworker or something, and then we end up talking for 15-20 minutes. And if you're married or you're dating someone, they might not really like you just randomly just talking to some coworker or an old coworker of yours and just talking. I mean, yes, I know I can sit here and talk. I could sit here probably and talk for an hour on a podcast, but I think the shorter the podcast, it's okay. But I think 6 or 7 minutes is good. But I would say when you're out in public or out with your friends, you can talk to your friends, but like old coworkers and stuff, keep the talking to a minimum. It just looks better. I mean, I used to go grocery shopping, and I mean, I would go and talk to just about everybody or in the grocery area where the supermarket was, and I would sometimes the management wouldn't really like it. I mean, I guess you can't blame them, because the other employees are there to work, not talk to Nick when he comes in grocery shopping, or anybody else. Just like with my current job, I mean, if somebody comes in on their day off and comes and talks to me, I can't sit there and talk or stand there and talk for a whole hour. I mean, if they want to follow me around the men's department I work in, sure. They can sit there and talk to me as much as they want, but I can't just stand there and talk for an hour. I mean, I know sometimes I know I could, but it wouldn't look good. You just got to keep that in mind. When you're shopping, try to take a deep breath. If you get anxious, take a deep breath. I know sometimes it's easier said than done. And what I would suggest to those out there that get anxious when they're shopping, have a list in chronological order. What you're gonna get. Let's say you're gonna get bananas or strawberries. You would write that down. Or you're gonna get a certain kind of meat. Like maybe you're looking for a steak. Maybe you're looking for pasta or spaghetti or pizza. Put that on your list. That's something that works good for me. Otherwise, you get like me. You get out to the car. Oh, I forgot this now. Or my wife will text me and say, "Did you get a certain baking good? Like, let's say just sugar. Well, let's say we're gonna make cookies for Christmas, and there has been times I have forgot sugar for the Christmas cookies, and I would get out to the car, and I would have a text from my wife, and it would say, "Nick, did you get the sugars for the cookies, or the sugar for the cookies that we're gonna make for Christmas?" And I would check on my phone. I'd be like, "No, I haven't, but I can go back in." I would say that that's okay to go back in if you forgot something, to go back in and buy something. But you got to kind of look it through a perspective. I mean, you're not going in to buy much, but it's okay. I mean, if you're right there and you're only like 5 minutes from there, I'd say go for it. I'd say just go back in the store and buy it. But if you're like a half an hour away or an hour away from the store, no, I wouldn't go back in, and I wouldn't drive an hour and a half just to go get some sugar. I would just go to a local grocery store. Well, this is Nicholas Ellis signing off with Aspergers Awareness. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.